Think about how wild that is. They basically grabbed the AI chatbot crown in a matter of days. The surge in popularity caused such high demand that it triggered serious outages on Deepseek's site. They had to fix issues with their application programming interface and user logins, reportedly their longest downtime in about 90 days. Although sudden viral apps often experience these short-term meltdowns, it definitely shows there's real market interest. Something else that's shaking investors, the assumption that you need billions of dollars and thousands of the absolute best NVIDIA chips to train competitive AI might be wrong. At least that's what Deepseek is suggesting. And when the viral apps went there using their XLA passwords like Rice Crisps that are customizable emits, OpenAI is not the only one in the crosshairs. Anthropic, Meta, Google, Amazon, they've all allocated massive budgets for AI R&D and infrastructure. Microsoft, Meta, Alphabet, Amazon, and Oracle alone are poised to spend around $310 billion in 2025, part of which is for AI data centers. Meanwhile, OpenAI teased an eye-popping plan to spend up to $500 billion to build out a global network of data centers. But if Deepseek can do it for under $10 million, maybe these spending sprees are overkill. Now let's be fair. Some people doubt Deepseek's numbers. The company said they only spent about $5.6 million on training their V3 model, but that's just the final training pass. That might not reflect all the prior experiments and data curation that went into it. Still, even if the total cost was 2, 3, or 5 times that, it might still be significantly lower than what we hear from American tech giants. And that's a big question. How is that even possible? Deepseek cites new training techniques, such as methods that let the model focus only on the most relevant sections of data at a given time, thereby saving a lot of computing resources. They also say they used open source projects from Alibaba and Meta as a springboard, fine-tuning them to create their final product. Not everyone is thrilled that they essentially piggybacked on open source frameworks from the West, but that's how open source works. Once the code is out there, any capable group can adapt it. Within Meta, there's apparently some frustration. People are like, we have thousands of the world's best researchers and a ton of money, so how did we get beat to a big breakthrough by a smaller company with fewer resources? Mark Zuckerberg has been a proponent of open source, releasing models like Llama, and ironically, Llama might have helped Deepseek get to where they are faster. We also have folks like UC Berkeley's Stuart Russell saying this arms race to reach artificial general intelligence is more dangerous than, say, the space race, because we're pushing towards potentially super intelligent systems we don't fully control. Even some AI company CEOs themselves have hinted at existential risks, so it's definitely raising eyebrows that a relatively unknown player is accelerating the timeline. At the end of the day, Deepseek is now a name everyone's talking about. They're giving us Janus Pro for multimodal tasks, image generation, image analysis, and text-based conversation, plus their R1 model competing with GPT-4 on reasoning. It's all open source, so who knows what improvements the community will add. Meanwhile, the bigger question is, will this force big tech to change course and focus on more efficient, cost-efficient techniques? OpenAI's Sam Altman basically said, we'll release better stuff soon, don't worry, while also doubling down on the importance of enormous computing resources. Meta's hinting that you still need all that muscle if you're going to serve billions of people worldwide. So maybe it's not just about training the model, but also about deploying it at a massive scale. But one thing's for sure, the genie's out of the bottle. Deepseek's sudden rise is a reality check. For all the billions poured into AI by West Coast giants, maybe smaller, agile teams can keep pace if they're clever with their methods. And it's not just hype. This has real impact on stock prices, investment trends, and even how governments think about export controls. If a Chinese lab can produce GPT-level models without top-of-the-line chips, it changes the entire conversation around AI dominance. So that's the overview. Pretty wild times in the AI world, right? We've got this fresh open source approach from Deepseek that's apparently setting new efficiency standards. We have the giant US tech companies recalibrating, or at least taking notice. We have the stock market reacting, governments stepping in, and the open source community possibly uniting around these new models. I'm curious what you all think. Is DeepSeek's success sustainable, or is this just a flash in the pan? Will we see more small teams out-innovating the big players with a fraction of the budgets, or will the OpenAIs and Metas of the world always have the upper hand with their colossal resources? Anyway, that's it for this deep dive. If you found it informative, be sure to give it a like and subscribe for more AI updates. Let me know in the comments which angle of the story intrigues you the most. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll catch you in the